Welcome, people. Check it out. Tonight, we talking some really interesting conversations. One of the conversations we're going to have is, in the world that we live in today, is it better to stay single? Better to be alone? And one of the conversations we're going to have today is about content creation. Is content creation growing or is it dying? Listen, guys, it's going to be a really interesting conversation for you guys. Please stay tuned tonight because this is the Beeline Web Show. But first, a couple messages from our sponsors and partnerships. Thank you guys so much. People, check it out. It's me, Brian B, here to introduce the Beeline Entertainment LLC.com. That's right, we got a whole supply of options for you if you're doing video editing, if you need logos for your business, you got that. If you want to watch the shows that we host here on the network, the Beeline Web Show, the Beeline Entertainment Show, and Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk with the STR Nation, we got that too. Join us, buy the merch, and check out the Beeline Entertainment LLC.com. Let's go! People, make sure that you go ahead and check out the Beeline Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for, everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go! So glad to be with you guys again. This is the Beeline Web Show. It is another Tuesday night, and we behind the mic to talk that ish you want to hear. Hopefully, y'all want to hear it. Y'all been wanting to hear it though. So, listen, man, I'm really excited about today's show. We kind of kicking off a new era, doing things a little bit different. The business is definitely in full effect. So we are asking everybody, please go ahead, head on over to YouTube and please like and share and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build, we're trying to grow bigger than ever. Tonight, we're going to hit up, I'm going to have it on the screen still soon where we're going to have just like, we're looking for at least 10 people to make sure you subscribe to the channel tonight, 10 people to check out the website. And, definitely, we would love to get a purchase from the store. We looking to build over here. We really trying to grow. So your support is always going to be welcome. And that website is going to be the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com. I'll say it one more time. The B-Line Entertainment LLC.com. We have everything we do over there, including all of the shows. You can watch all the shows from past and present, as well as any editing services or the merch or anything like that you're looking for if you're a small business. If you're looking for like one of the spots where we air, we do 3 shows a week and a lot of other marketing. So, if you got something that you want to, shop for the Beeline to shop for like the month, we definitely can work out something for you quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's what we're trying to do over here. Guys, look, I'm wearing a hat. I don't wear a hat usually. we switching it up over here, yo. But like I said earlier, we have some really good information and really good topics to talk about tonight. It's going to be a pretty good show, and I'm not alone. Guys. If y'all watch all of our shows, and this guy's no stranger to the show, definitely been on a lot of the web shows as well. But he is my partner in the entertainment show on Thursday nights. And that man is Mr. from the A for Able podcast. Make sure you go over there and check him out as well. My man, Kyle. Eric. What up, Kyle?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. It's another Tuesday. Back in the chair. How's everything going, bro?
I cannot complain, man. It's chilly. It's chilly over here.
It's starting to chilly out.
Dude, we had a nor'easter.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, we had a nor'easter, so it was pouring, right? And all I wanted to do was sleep, man. I wanted to do was sleep and just stay in a hoodie all day. But I worked and stayed in a hoodie all day.
I wonder if that's going to start heading its way down here. I don't know how nor'easters work or whatever, but I saw people were showing over at Seaside Heights because after the Hurricane Sandy, I think it was,
Mm.
destroyed a lot of Seaside Heights, New Jersey, man. And that's, if
Mm.
anybody knows Brian B, bro, I grew up in Seaside Heights, man. Every summer we were there 20 times a summer, yo. It's just that was home away from home.
Mm.
But when I moved to Georgia, I haven't been back in so long, and then to hear that they had got all destroyed, it just sucked, man. I haven't been there in a while. But yeah, I mean, it's still fucking hot down here, man. Like, it's like at night it'll cool down. It'll get to like, maybe like, low 60s
Low
or
60s.
maybe 50s. Maybe 50s.
Mm.
It
And then it'll
sucks,
go right,
bro.
and then it'll go right back up to like 70 something.
I'm telling you right now, like, in the mornings, like, you don't know what you want to do, but put a coat on, a jacket, swimming trunks. You don't know what you want to do, but I'm definitely ready for the cold air, bro. Like, it's always warm down here, so it's just like I can't wait for it to get a little cold, just that one change of season. We're actually
you just miss it, huh?
I do. I really do. I miss the snow and everything. Shit, I'll shovel snow and everything for $3. What did they used to do when they were kids? The kids shovel snow for 50 cents.
Like,
or a candy bar.
It would be like like $10 now. I mean, inflation's up.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So,
old ladies gonna be out there snowing it, shoveling it themselves, breaking their backs. But guys, so next week we're gonna be me and my family going camping for a week, man. We're gonna be out in the wilderness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they do it with my wife's family, the Feast of Tabernacles, I think it's called. Tradition. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that next week. I'm gonna be in a campsite all week, man. So we're gonna have this is where it's gonna start, actually, Kyle, too. I wanted to let you know this. There's gonna be some of our shows gonna be pre-recorded. So instead of live, like, we're gonna find times where we can record some shows, and then we'll have the pre-recorded shows on from there. But we ain't where we're gonna stay active on the channel and make sure we have topics to talk about. But yeah, Kyle, man. So yeah, I got 2 topics I want to kind of hit on tonight. The first one is actually an interesting one. This is gonna be I'm trying to do a thing where we kind of like powwow a topic, and then we kind of lay into a topic. So the first one is always going to be like, okay, we're going to talk about it for a little bit, and then we're going to jump off it. So kind of like a speed round. But with all these, man, I'm trying to get over this cold. With all of these, you see so many videos and stuff like that nowadays of of course you see, like, the families out at on the beach and stuff like that or whatever on Facebook and stuff, having a great time. But with that comes the other side. You see the arguments and the fights. I actually just saw one a minute ago where a guy was like, getting attacked by his wife. He said something to her like, "Hey, I don't even care about you. You could just leave." And that shit set her off. And she went wilding out, bro. Attack mode. But there was somebody, of course, recording it, and that's what we do now. We just record. That's what we do now. Yeah, but it made me think, man, like, in today's society where, we've had conversations about, the differences between men and women financially, when it comes to, like, child support and kids and marriage and alimony and, divorce and there's a lot of sides, man. There's a lot of stuff that comes with it. So I'm asking everybody in chat, please feel free to join in. I'm really, really looking to try to link in with you guys a lot more. So please jump in the chat. Give me your opinions, how you feel about this. Is staying single better? Is staying single better in this day and age, man? It's a question that you have to ask. And we're going to touch on some topics. Kyle, let's just do like a quick overview. So the question, is staying single better? How do you feel?
Personally, me, I was actually, before I met my queen, I was actually thinking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Before me and Babe met, I was actually we were both actually thinking about it, because up until then we had both been in some really bad relationships, and it was time, and it was time for us to grow from it. So it was like, me, I was like, I was single for like almost 12 years.
I see. Yeah. So you had, so with that experience, you being
Yeah.
single for 12 years,
Yeah.
like when it did kind of just start, like, getting back into the dating field or even entertaining that,
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be like a super amount of pressure from just even like, realizing that you were able to stay on your own, make your own decisions, not have to worry about anything. Like,
Yeah.
how did you like transition from that?
It was a thing. It was kind of heavy because because a lot of stuff had happened during that time. I did get a chance to really take in what kind of man I wanted to be, because
Okay.
because I'm a romantic guy, but I
Yeah.
can also be kind of clingy. So to me, it was like I didn't want to do that anymore. Like
Okay. Yeah.
my last relationship, and I'm thankful that we went through the stuff that we went through, good and bad, because it taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the key. But then after about 7 years, between that time, I tried to date again, and it didn't work out like I thought it would, because I wanted to date somebody I already knew, like somebody that was a friend of mine that I have known since high school, and
Yeah.
that blew up in my face because we both wanted different things, and I saw that I was being the very clingy guy, and I didn't like that side. I didn't like that side of myself.
See,
So yeah,
and that's a whole nother personality that, you didn't have to like really kind of deal with that when you were like just being to yourself, man.
yeah,
It's really interesting when you think about it. Like, I guess one of the first questions that we can ask
mm,
is, why don't people want to stay single? I think we always visit the other
mm,
side a lot more often than we actually ask that question.
mm,
Um, Now I do know, like, I'm pretty sure everybody can come up with some reasons, but think about
yeah,
it. Have you ever sat down and really like thought to yourself, especially people who've been cheated on and been in bad situations, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, most of us
yeah,
have had these really bad experiences.
mm.
So why the fuck do you keep going back? Like, what makes it? Is it sex? Is it companionship? Or is it really just like, maybe nobody really ever considers the fact that, hey, you do have the option
You
to
do,
stay single.
you do, but it's also biological. Like
Okay.
it, and that's the thing. Humans by nature are social creatures. You know what I mean? And
That's
even
true.
humans by nature are social creatures. Even us introverts have those times where we want to be social with people from time
Yeah.
to time. Even the internet has cast a wider net than there ever was before. So even if
That's
you
true.
don't have friends outside your door, you got them because of your internet connection. You
That's
know what I'm
true. Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there is a thing to be said about that. And here's something I've been hearing a lot more today, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. And that's the term, the loneliness epidemic, right?
Okay. So what exactly would you classify that as? Is that what they're calling like people who are just choosing to stay single now?
People are wondering, they're straight up wondering why people don't want to date them. And then some will say it's because maybe your standards are too high, or maybe their standards are too high,
Yeah.
or because everybody has a right to their own standards. Everybody has a right to their opinion.
Exactly.
But ever since the internet, and in places like TikTok and YouTube have become more and more mainstream, people have come out with these sometimes reasonable and sometimes just out of nowhere reasons for doing what they do. Like, oh, I paid for this, so she owes me this, or I expect him to do this, or have this much money, or have or have this much, or somebody with no kids, and da 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 da, all of that. And I'm like, holy crap.
Yo, That's a good ass. That's a good topic. So
Yeah.
I'm also live on TikTok right now. Shout out to everybody on TikTok, guys. We're looking for 10 subscribes on YouTube. Head on over to our YouTube channel. We want to get 10 subscribes over there. We're talking about, is it better to be single? Is it better to be single in this day and age? I want you guys to be able to join in the comments and express how you feel. You may not hear some of this conversation, but I'm going to try to go live on TikTok with every show. So we're going to try to do it that way as well. We're crossing all barriers here. But listen, man, I agree with you with what you said. Like, people have higher standards now, simply because they have more options. People have more options to be able to reach into their pocket and figure out, hey, I'm lonely. Hey, I'm horny. Hey, I'm bored.
I'm bored.
I just want a fucking body close by. And you can have that shit, like you could DoorDash somebody with a dating app or whatever. You feel me? Like it literally, like, people have. It's the same reason, Kyle, that I was thinking about this shit the other day, and I'm sitting there watching something. I think it was on Amazon Prime, and they had ads. I was watching a TV show. They had ads, and honestly, it wasn't even a lot of ads. It wasn't a lot. It was a couple ads. And when I tell you, my patience was just not existing, and I'm sitting there, as soon as they ad came, oh, fuck this shit. You know how we get now?
Yeah, no, because we're so used to having everything instantly. So when you gotta, and especially with these prices, it's like, hold up, what you mean I gotta pay $10 and I still get ads? What you mean I gotta pay for Amazon Prime and Prime Video and I'm still getting ads when you told me there was no ads? But then they're like, oh no, we need the ad revenue. So yeah.
Bro, like, do you think that, I mean, it's got to be some kind of like correlation between the two things? Like, I think it's more along the lines of just how people's, I don't know if it's their expectancy or whatever.
We don't have the patience anymore.
We don't have any fucking people don't have no patience.
We don't have any kind of patience no more. There's no we don't think about okay. All right, and I hate this, and I hate to do this because we're older. But I do this, but I have to think about it all the time.
Okay.
Before TiVo, like who would ever thought that would be an old sentence? Before the advent of digital cable and DVR, back in the days of the VCR and and everything else, we had
golden age.
We had to wait. There was like at least 2 or 3 minutes worth of ads per commercial break so we had no choice.
Yeah, but that's why it's like, it's interesting. The topic of is it better to stay single? And I say that with now is let's just approach this real quick before we jump into the main topic for the night. Let's just approach this real quick. I'm married. I'm happily married. I got, my kids. I got a family. I love everything about my life. You know what I mean? Like, and there's stuff that me and my wife go through that we've had to, we've had our challenges and stuff like that we've fought together and worked together, and we've and built, can build our foundation in great ways.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's an opposite side to that, man. There are people who are just, serial daters. There are people who are just literally just consistently trying to find something, some kind of happiness, some kind of piece to a puzzle that they're missing. It's interesting that when you stop and think about it, there are some people out there for sure that maybe they don't even understand it, but they may just be way better off without anybody.
Yeah.
The people who are constantly, in fights or in toxic relationships or always trying to fucking find, validation through somebody else. These are the kind of people that I feel you may need to explore the option that everybody ignores. You don't have to be with somebody.
No.
You can live this life journeying and exploring and experimenting and die. Simple as that.
And
simple as that.
And you're 100% right. But then we also have, and this is old here, but because it happens every generation, societal pressure. Right?
Yeah. That's true. Societal pressure is what Kyle just said. Societal pressure. I agree with him.
You see things like, okay, like for example, they want us to have more kids.
Yeah.
Right. They want us to have more kids because the population went down. I say personally, I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest. There's 8.5 billion people on the planet. Okay. So and our resources are not what they once were. So if you wanted people to have more kids, we got to be able to afford them. You feel me? But
man, listen, that's the first time I heard of that, because I thought they were trying to stop us from having kids and living in general.
Some people like some. I'm gonna be honest. Some in some ways it seems like they're trying to stop. In other ways, they're trying to get people to have kids. Like the Trump administration was trying to implement this cash bonus for every kid. You would get like $5,000 for for every kid. And
listen,
I'm like,
listen, where that at?
$5,000 ain't even gonna cover
$5,000 a kid.
They ain't even gonna cover the hospital visit. What you mean?
Listen, bro.
What you mean?
Hey, Kyle, nobody pays that shit anyway.
And then no, and
give me the $5,000 a kid. I'll make it work. Don't worry.
And then I was seeing things like in other countries, like for example, Japan and Korea, they were asking for people to come over and have and help populate their people, because their population, we know this, has been decreasing over time.
I bet, because they don't allow them to watch porn or wear dresses.
They're working like crazy.
Marching band army they got over there. But listen, I'm sorry, no disrespect. Damn,
you talking about North Korea.
Don't blow me the fuck up over here. But Korea in general, Japan, some places in India, a few other places in the world, they're all having population issues, and overpopulation. I didn't know they were trying for more.
It was underpopulation, like China. Okay, now here's the thing. Remember the one baby thing in China?
Yeah,
that they used to have.
Only have one child in China.
Yeah, I thought that was older than it actually is. No, it started in the 80s, right? And then
damn, I didn't even know it was that early.
And then there's a documentary on it on Amazon. Check it out. But anyway, so yeah, there was a thing about the one child, right? And if it was a girl, it was like, oh no, right? But then they switched it a few years ago to, okay, you can have 2 kids. And now they're like, no, please start having kids again, okay? Because we got more guys than girls. We got a huge population, but it's like, but you got more
uneven.
It's uneven, and they kind of did it to themselves. And over here to this day, we still treat women like we did way back in the day. Like, yeah, they seem to have more rights than they did, back then. But you look at what's going on as far as the laws, and they're trying to roll a lot of that back. And it's like, why would you, like, some people are like, why would you want to have kids in the state of where we are now?
Listen, we're going to explore this topic. So Beeline, thank you guys for rocking with us. That was our opening topic we're going to talk about before we get into the main juice tonight. But we're going to explore this topic on a future episode. So if you guys are liking this topic and this conversation, is it better to stay single today in these times? Definitely, make sure you follow the channel. Make sure you follow. We go live with the Beeline web shows on Tuesday nights at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. But we're definitely going to explore that topic, because you made a lot of good points, Kyle.
Yeah, check out that documentary though.
Yeah, and you said on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. I didn't know that it was like, I thought it was going way back. I didn't think it was that early.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the 80s. I thought that was more recent than that. Apparently they were really trying to,
they were trying to control their population. Yeah. That was straight up
4 billion people.
And it's not like they ain't doing anything like that over here, but they didn't put in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're just not as honest and upfront about that shit, for real. That's really the thing.
For real.
What up, Adrian? Honestly, yes and no. Well, listen, Adrian, man, if you want to sit there and if you want to explain why you feel like, staying single, definitely, join them in the comments, guys. We definitely would love to hear how you guys feel about the topics that we're talking about. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the main topic of the night. And this is the one we're going to probably spend the most time on. And once again, please join us. But listen, this is an interesting topic because, I feel like there's going to be some strong opinions for this. Now, the title of this episode is, I believe it's craft or what was it?
Clout.
Content or craft? Yeah, craft or clout. Okay. So where I got that from was basically, we live in a world now where you have the ability to be your own boss. You have the ability to create and have it be seen by millions. By millions. You look at guys like I Show Speed. You look at guys like Kai Cenat. And there's the list goes on, man. You look at Cardi B. You look at, even the musicians and stuff like that, the musical artists who started off in these reality shows and all this stuff or whatever. Like, you look at these people and you have to understand they made something, they did something, they just existed and let you watch it like a real-time reality TV show.
Yeah.
And with that, they became incredibly successful. They started businesses, they started entrepreneurships. They've done incredibly well with just living and an incredible amount of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, on the other end of that coin, you have people who are trying to obtain the same kind of success in the most mediocre, uneventful, untalented, what is it called? Like, clown spot for spot type, industry. Where you got people, whether it be, and we've talked about this plenty of times, but we're going to talk about it a little bit different. Whether it be people who are going in the supermarkets and grabbing people's wives' hands in front of their husbands and just doing outrageous and ridiculous
just doing
shit.
dumb stuff for the dumb stuff.
The clout. The clout is what it's called, right? Is that what it's called? Kids?
It's just,
Kiddies? How fucking old am I, right? I gotta look around for the terminology.
Dude, yo, we gotta get the terms.
Like an Ebonics dictionary, whatever you used to read back in the day.
Yo,
but all right, Cal. So the question is, because of this, I'm saying all this because of this. There's been question if the content creation world is maybe on its way out. Maybe not as maybe not as much as the future as people may have thought it was. Maybe closer to like 2020, bro. We may be kind of in a different era to where, listen, the work from home shit stuff is really starting to go back to regular. But how do you feel first before we dive into it a little deeper?
Well, as someone that I consider myself a very casual content creator, like I've made enough money on the internet like a few times just to pay some bills. Like it is because of the internet. I have no student loan debt. Let's put it that way, right?
That's good. That's a good amount of bills you were ready to pay then.
Yeah, it was like 3 in the course of 5 years. But the point is, I was able to do something with it. The first time I ever got a check from freaking Google, I was like, I didn't even know it was from Google. I'm just standing around with my friends. Mail person comes. I get the mail. It's addressed to me, and it says Google. I'm like, what the heck's this mean? Right? It's like $100. It's like $100. I went right to the bank, put that in my account so I could pay off my student loan. Right? So I did that for the next few years. But I wasn't consistent enough to really make any kind of like living out of it, but at least I could say, I made a very little bit.
You started the motor, bro. Yeah, if you got dollar signs in your bank account, at some point you did something right. At the end of the day,
I was monetized for a short time when YouTube was different. They had this thing called the AdSense program, and everybody could do it off the bat if you didn't have any violations on your channel, right? Then they changed the rules. So, but that joint helped me pay my my student loan off, So
definitely that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because a lot of things that when and I always go back to 2020 because that was really when the boom happened. There was people who was doing the YouTube channels. There were people who were doing, online stuff, going live even before it was a thing. There were people who were doing that before 2020, but after, COVID and everybody kind of got home and then everybody started a podcast
Yep.
And then it just became like this world where people saw that
Yep.
you can be outside of the office and
Yep.
still efficiently work.
Yep.
People had a chance to explore their dreams. People had a chance to just try shit and you know, mess up or fail or float or whatever.
You
But
couldn't
then it
really
was
travel.
like
You were in one place. You were in one
couldn't do
place.
shit. Yeah.
Couldn't do
So it's
anything.
like it
You were in
forced you.
one place for 5 years.
Ain't it
People,
crazy that it forced you to be creative? Like, you know, that was like the world that people lived in. It forced you to you couldn't buy anything because the shit wasn't in stores. It forced you to be creative.
bro. I'm an introvert. I'm happy just staying in my house most of the time. Like I'll go
Yeah.
outside. I'll go outside and I'll go outside and greet people and and exercise here here and there. But as somebody who spends a good chunk of their life indoors, that to me, the only thing that made me a little scared was when I saw that my family was catching COVID. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
You
Of course,
know,
that's going to be one of the obvious points. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's just people getting sick and all that. Of course, that's like, you know, COVID was what it was, and nothing that nobody can fucking do about it. Unfortunately, it's crazy to look back right now and think, yo, we went from that 2020 to 2026 in like 2 months. It's like it
that
doesn't even
is
feel like
great.
that.
It doesn't.
It's
It
really fucking
doesn't. When I
crazy.
think about it, I'm like, what you mean 5 years went by like that already?
Like
What
that,
what
man.
you
Like
what you
that.
mean? There's documentaries. There's full on documentaries on COVID,
Yep.
and that was just 5 years ago. What you mean? I'm in a relationship, whereas before 5 years ago, I was very single. You
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it brought a different world. But on top of
Mm,
everything, like to answer the question, like you know,
yeah.
just from me answering the question, is content creation dying or thriving? I personally think it's thriving. I think that you know we still are in an era where you know you can still pull out your camera and no
Hmm.
matter what, if you have the consistency, if you have the drive, and you have the passion, and you believe in yourself enough
Yes.
to do it, like
Yep.
you can definitely find success. That's almost anything that anybody you know does. But
Yeah.
I will say this, I do understand where people are starting to be like, hey, listen, this may not be as beneficial as once thought. Kyle, you actually just touched on it by
Yep.
saying, like, you know, when you first started with YouTube, things were different. It was a little easier to get monetized, it was a little easier to get seen.
Yeah.
That's what happens when people flood the market with shit, bro. And
Facts.
that was my point. Like that's the whole thing about clout or craft. When
Yep.
you get something and you have something that's genuine, that's real, whether it be music, whether it be property, whether it be whatever, man. When you have something that's genuine and real, and then you
Hmm.
have you know the imitators trying to just obtain it not by talent or hard work or dedication but
Yep.
by you know quickness and shortcuts and
Yep.
bullshit, that floods the market and that damages the product and its you know reputation.
Oh yeah.
So that's where I think the content creation you know world is right now. I feel like you know because there are really genuine people who are out there who are really talented or really invested even,
Yep.
and they're just like, hey, I'm going to document my life, I'm going to vlog, I'm going to you know be a real food creator, and
Hmm.
then you know or eater, whatever you know you call these motherfuckers, eating
Yeah.
you know 17 hamburgers at McDonald's and shit to test them all
Oh
for you.
man.
But it's
Yeah.
like, but now you have one guy, Keith Lee, or you know, you got a couple guys who sit in their car and do that shit. And then you got everybody sitting in their fucking car and doing that shit.
Doing
So
it.
everybody isn't going to make money. That's
No.
where, and I know we've had this
Yeah.
conversation. That's where the talent portion comes in. How
Hmm.
many people are going to watch you because they enjoy watching you? There's going to be 50 people that watch you. There's going to be 100 people that watch this person. And there's going to be a billion people that watch this person for
And
whatever reason.
that's the
Yeah, you know
thing.
what I'm saying?
I used to get upset about that a lot because when me and my friends would get together and have conversations like these on camera, they were for the most part just conversations. We weren't doing anything goofy. We never tried any like weird challenges or anything like
Yeah.
that outside of outside of like the typical ones like the cinnamon challenge, the milk challenge, stuff
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This dumb, but I don't even think we ever recorded that. We just did that for ourselves. Then you see people doing really dumb, harmful on a Jackass level.
Oh yeah.
Kind of,
It
stunts.
was Jackass for real.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Doing those kind of stunts and stuff for for views, for clout, for clicks, for whatever. And that is something I never understood. I was like, there's room for everybody, but they always,
Cal.
well,
Yeah. I'm saying that's the part. That's the part, yo. The thing about it is there really isn't room for everybody. And that's where process of elimination is really hard now. Okay, because nobody wants to eliminate anybody. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to do the firing. Nobody wants to call anybody on their bullshit. Like everybody wants acceptance. Everything's acceptance. So if you have somebody who, like we just said, you putting out good conversation, you putting out good content, you're putting out something, because there's 400 other motherfuckers out there who are putting out, the same stuff, maybe not as good, but every 5 minutes they're talking goofiness. Everybody's talking sex. Everybody's talking relationship advice every fucking day. I don't know how many times I see these shows with everybody talking the differences between men and women and blah, 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 blah. Same damn conversation over and over again.
Yeah.
But it's just like, at the same time, it's like everybody can't win, bro. Everybody can't win, especially in this market. And I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's where, on top of just the changing, whether it be the apps like TikTok and the rules and how they're making it so it's way harder to actually make or benefit from this shit.
Yeah.
I think that it's more on it's more you're more able to see the dying side of content creation, bro. And I wouldn't have thought that shit maybe 3 years ago.
But it's just like, but you know what, it's just like every form of art or every business that is originally niche, but then it turns into a mainstream. It turns mainstream. Okay, follow me here. I actually have 3 examples. I'm going to try and synthesize them as much as I can, because I like to talk. So one example started one example in the 90s. We're hip hop fans. We're music fans, period. But I'm a hip hop fan up in here, right? So remember? Do you remember the group Das FX?
Dawson Effects. It sounds familiar, but I can't recall like their music.
They had this. Okay, so it was two guys, 2 friends who had this rap style, and every few words they would say "iggity," right?
Okay.
Like that.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, I remember that.
So they had their big single was "They Want FX," right? It was crazy. The concepts were crazy. They would mix things like pop culture references with street talk and everything else like that, and it made waves. They were with people like Eric Sermon and Method Man, and and Redman, and everyone else, K Solo, people like that, the Hit Squad, right? Now they were getting up here, right? And then at some point during their career, people started biting their style.
Yeah.
Right? So they started trying to do other things, but people only knew them for that one style.
One style that they had. And people only knew them for that style, but also that's what people saw from them.
That's what people saw from them. They pigeoned them in. They pigeoned them in. Or like when you come up with anime today is become more mainstream, whereas before whereas before, so much to the point where it's getting the attention of people in the higher ups, and they're like, oh no, foreign films, like 1,000 tariffs on foreign films. I'm like, you know what, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. But anyway, so it's become more mainstream, but people have noticed that some of the writing isn't as sharp as it used to be. It's just a lot of action with bad dialogue. So it's like, are we watching for the action, or are we watching for the story? Because before it was both. Like, you could forgive some bad writing, but now it just feels like they're focusing on action more than they are
Yeah.
the characters. You
Like
know
they
what I'm
want to
saying?
hit the spot, and I think that, like you're saying, the references in a total, I think it happens with everything, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just the nature of the beast, but it's just like at the same time, with this question, is content creation dying or thriving? Like,
Mhm.
I really feel like people are also misunderstanding, what can be brought to the table when it comes to content creation. It's
Yep.
not just about making a video every day. You
Nah.
see a lot of these damn videos now where people have made content creation out of telling people how to make content creation, and that's fucking
And that
it's
and
like
that
we're in a Twilight Zone or
you're in
something.
the Twilight Zone. Because before it was a niche, right?
Yeah,
Because everybody had to find their niche. Even in the podcast space, everybody has to find a niche.
yeah,
But that niche gets smaller and smaller the more people start not, even if they're not even aware that they're imitating someone else, because let's face facts, just about everything has been done before. The thing
to some
is,
degree. Yeah,
exactly, the thing is, even the most famous artists that we know have copied other artists. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Like you said, it like maybe unintentionally. It's just as you're seeing stuff
exactly.
visibly, and and you're in, also you're, because you're in that environment,
Yeah.
you're bound to see something and kind of just pick it up. Now you
Yeah.
can't directly imitate, but like I said, with the people in the cars eating food, like people go and they sit in their car. It's the craziest shit I ever seen, man. But they have millions of motherfuckers. What
But
shit I'm watching too.
because
But you
yeah.
sit in your car and eat,
Yeah.
Burger King every
Yeah.
day, and then rate the food that you ate 50 fucking times already,
Hmm.
and people watch it,
Yeah.
and you make your fucking money over it, bro. And then restaurants see it, and then they sponsor you, and then you getting paid to go eat around the world in your damn car. That's
I
bananas.
I think what's even bananas, food pun, but
Food.
but I see, what I see. I don't just see like people that imitate. I'm seeing people straight up stealing
Oh yeah.
content, or in some cases, the whatever platform you're on. Like, for example, let's take YouTube. Can't tell the difference. I'll give you one more example. A few years ago, the rapper Crooked Eye, right, did an interview with Eminem, right? They're homeboys. They've been on the same label together. They've done songs together. He got him to do an interview with him on a segment he had called Crook's Corner, where he interviews artists, right?
Okay.
So that interview got a lot of views, and at some point something happened to his channel because somebody used a clip of that interview and they thought his channel was fake. So they tried to shut his channel down, even though he was the one that originated it. But because the people that used it had a bigger platform than he did, right? The machine thought that he was the copycat. They
Okay.
couldn't they couldn't te- they could not tell the difference.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I have no problem with people using other people's stuff to make a point, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? But if you're just straight up taking someone else's thing and claiming it as your own, then that's a different story. If you're not giving proper credit to the people that originated it, which has
Yeah.
happened on TikTok with like dances, you know, there's
Yeah.
been
Yeah. For sure.
yeah, there's been things about dances on TikTok, and somebody copies them, it goes viral, and then they're not given the proper credit to the person or people who originated it. So it's become like,
Yeah.
who do we
Yeah.
complain to? Who
How
do we
you?
believe? How do you
Yeah, how can you how can you genuinely own something at that point in a world full of copyright,
yeah, man.
infringement? But
Yeah.
there's a guy, I've said it on the show a couple of times. There's a guy called it's a YouTube channel called The Outdoor Boys.
Yep.
I watch The Outdoor Boys religiously. I'm telling y'all right now, back to back, continuous. For some reason, I found, not for some reason. It's a great fucking channel, man. I mean,
Yep.
something I never thought I'd be into. It's just like, outdoor, guy with his family. They
Yep.
go camping, they go traveling, they survival camping, and it's awesome, bro. Bushcrafting. I got really big into it because of TikTok. I used to go and on TikTok, I would see his videos, and then I finally decided to head on over to YouTube and actually look up the channel. And lo and behold, this guy's fucking super popular, been on for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he just recently quit. He just recently quit making videos after about 10 years, man. And one of the things that he said was people steal his content. And because of people, listen, but God, this is the crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
I would have thought if people steal my shit, if people steal the Beeline shit, and they got me up there fucking talking and they spreading it everywhere, I would have thought that was great. I would have thought that was fucking amazing. But listen, I didn't think about it in the aspect of I have my channel, I clip my show, put it on my channels, and now you see my shit. Somebody sees my stuff, puts it on their shit, and because people like me, now that person's getting paid.
They will go on that channel as opposed to you.
That's the part I think that, because before I was looking at it like, okay, fuck it, free advertising. You feel me? Like, okay, and it's still that. It's definitely still that.
And it's still that. It's just like okay, like what, like when people talk about pirating music or pirating movies, right? And there are times where it can be considered a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like say a movie doesn't do well in theaters, but it does better on streaming, or it does better on like pirate sites. I even knew somebody that put their movie on a pirate site on purpose.
On purpose.
You know what I'm saying? So out there, or like what some rappers used to do, when we were younger. The bootleggers were everywhere.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Bootleggers were everywhere. 50 Cent and G Unit had a mixtape out or a new album out. They basically gave it to the bootleggers.
That's right.
And that helped them get their name out there and get their clout up. But in the age of the internet, it doesn't always work that way, because now you're dealing with machines with no emotion, with no sense of ownership. They only know numbers. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the other part, bro. That's the other part of, even though I said I think that content creation is still thriving, and I do believe that, because no matter what, you can't take the connection that you can make with people instantaneously away. You can't take it away. You have it in your pocket. You have it. You don't have to be doing it like I'm doing it in a fancy studio, building up this shit up for years. You literally can just walk around with one device that you use anyway, with that being your phone, and just pull it out wherever you are and just talk to. There's so many, and I guess you call them content creators. There's so many creators who every day they just get up, morning chat. How you guys doing? I just took a shit. Now I'm taking a shower, going to work. See you later. And then their comment section is blowing up. Good morning. Good morning. W in the chat. I just got a new job. That's it.
That's it. Sometimes depending,
thriving.
Sometimes depending, it looks simple,
Yeah.
But also we've talked about AI how many times?
Bro, I was about to. I was just about to go into it.
Yo, we were right. We were right here. We were right here. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. AI has also made it to a point where you can just type in a prompt, and next thing you know, it's Tupac and Michael Jackson hanging out, and that gets and that gets millions of views because it's Tupac, Michael Jackson, and freaking Mr. Rogers. Have you seen those videos? They're nuts,
bro. Listen, like I said, I was just about to go into that part, because that's the other portion of it where I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get to where the dying side, I think, is actually probably at the strongest with this reason.
Creativity
AI is taking over in a way that I don't know how people aren't more fucking scared. I don't know how people aren't more scared, because when, like you just said, bro, these videos went from looking obvious. These are obviously full. Yep. Even to the people who know what to look for. Even with the people who know what to look for at this point, those new Sora videos or whatever they're called.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
they almost got me.
You really have to fucking look at them. There was one they did with John Cena where it was like a Ring camera,
Yeah.
And they had John Cena just knocking on people's door, talking them through a Ring camera. And when I tell you something, if you quickly look at it, you're not. I mean, even if you look in really, I want to be honest. Like, even if you really look, you have to really fucking look. Oh, she got 5 fingers. That's obvious. That ain't fucking obvious. You had no idea until you finally noticed. Yeah, like one of them damn find the fork in the picture, you know, things, highlights and shit. But with that, there are times now where I'm on TikTok or I'm on this, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's times where I'm like, damn, bro, look at all the shit these people are doing. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying?
Start,
like,
you
I've start questioning yourself.
You start questioning yourself. You start comparing yourself. AI
is getting real disrespectful. What the fuck is Tupac doing in Cuba, and Kobe and Chris Benoit cutting promos about coming? Yo, the WWE shit.
The WWE.
You see the one with the one with Stephen Hawkins in the wheelchair? Bro, listen, that shit.
I saw the one where he was I saw the one where he was a member of NWO and
in a fucking wheelchair having the tables match.
Oh my god! And somebody had and somebody the most recent ones I've seen are all about Macho Man, and I'm like, stop!
It is crazy,
stop. Auto-tune Macho Man, it's
Yo, listen, but another thing is that is crazy. We've talked about this before. I mean, I know we were talking at one point about how it's like, you know, we talk about time travel, and you're like, hey, listen, going back in time and everything like that. You can do a lot of that shit now. Not how you think, but you literally can go and you can purchase shit from the 90s and the 80s. You can play retro games. You can watch movies. You can get a VCR. There's so many ways that you can revisit times from the past. It's not going to be exactly the time, but you're pretty much able to find that. But with that, even, damn, I lost my train of thought about with that, even, like, you know, with AI and how it's advancing and everything like that, it's going to be the same way, bro. We're watching Tupac and Michael Jackson, and it's not bad. This shit looks like it's really fucking them cutting promos in a WWE ring, Mr. Rogers. This shit looks like it's really them.
It makes you miss them even more, but it's getting to a point. It's gotten to a point where, like, look, I just read recently that both the MLK estate, right, and Tupac's estate, their families are coming together because they hate what's going on with this AI stuff as far as their family's concerned. So, oh my God.
Martin Luther King was it?
Oh no.
Out of all the people in the world, why are you going to pick them to be wrestlers? Like, I don't understand.
Because it would be the most unexpected. It would be the most unexpected. MLK was protesting for peace. He got arrested for peace, you know, for wanting peace, right? What would make more sense? And I'm not trying to put this out there, but I already know what's going to be out there. But what would make more sense would be Malcolm X if he was a wrestler.
That's true. Like, Malcolm X would. Malcolm X would be a better NWO member for sure.
Just saying, by any means necessary, brother. You know, like, you know. So
all right, but okay, to pull in the reins a little bit. The truth is, though, AI is extremely dangerous to content creators. And Kyle, we've talked about it multiple times.
Oh, multiple times, yes.
You literally, you know, take positions of whether it be, you know, just them having somebody who can be, you know, the likeliness of somebody, and then, you know, you take them and just make whatever you want to make for the rest of existence. They did one video. Now you have 5 million videos off of that one video that you got. So why should they keep paying us? Why should they pay us for editing work? Why should they pay us for anything? And that's a giant reason why this shit is a big problem, man. It's like there's a lot of reasons to understand. And I didn't even say, like, you know, of course, the other, you know, prime one, TikTok is one of the most valuable spaces for content creators. You would think it's fucking YouTube, but it's incredibly hard, you know, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. As far as monetization goes, bro, you have to, everything's got to be perfect, man. These motherfuckers they're not trying to pay you like that.
Yeah, like we said, even if you do get monetized, there's no guarantee you're gonna be making a living off of this. You might, you might have a little bit, but
He says electric bills going up because they over there, building these damn centers so they can make all these. The AI is building itself at this point. Yep.
Facts. No, it's machines making machines that make machines, giving birth
Terminator,
to
bro.
machines. It is all that, and they're trying to they got to keep all these centers and all these what you call it, data servers cool. You know what I'm saying? Like in China, what they've done is they've built their data centers to literally go underwater to keep them cool.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I heard about that.
It's
crazy, man.
In the amount of data that these AI models are taking in per day, I do not have a mathematical brain. I can't even dare to calculate that. But in order for them to do just these prompts, right? That's a lot of data. That's a lot of heat.
Bro, think about in a day how many people search something on Google, yo. Think about it a day how many people search something on Google. Now with ChatGPT, think about how many times that people are just that since let's just say January of this year. We're already in October, going into November.
Yep.
Every search that has been sent, from the stupidest to the most intelligent.
Yep.
Every single search has been feeding this brain, this organism. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we have no idea what the fuck it's gonna do. We're fully pumping a inhumane devastating character. This is a fucking anime, really.
It is. It is. Like I've been saying this. This is cool, but also it's also very scary. Like, okay,
scary
like recently Spotify did a purge, right? They did a purge of a lot of AI music that was on the platform.
Okay.
Right? Because people are putting just like full albums and just full stuff on the platform, getting streams, and it's not like they're getting paid all that much because they're only getting paid like a half a penny, but still, it's so much that
it's still something, yeah.
It's still something. Like and while and it's cool because some of these songs, like how many times have you seen covers of 50 Cent, Wu-Tang Clan, freaking James Brown, all these artists that did not do certain genres of music, but it sounds good. That's the scary part. It
sounds better. That's the scary part. It sounds fucking better.
That is I had never, like, I was listening to a Wu-Tang cover the other night, and it was in a 1950s style.
Yeah.
And it was 1950s soul music in freaking Wu-Tang, and it sounded good. Or the 50 Cent one you sent me a few nights ago.
Yeah,
it actually sounded good. I was so mad at myself for liking it.
Because but that's the thing though, Kyle. Like it's see, on topic of the conversation, like literally the reason why we're talking about all of this stuff and AI, we're gonna have endless conversations about it. But it's just the fact that a lot of people, including myself, man, and I'm still like, I'm still appreciative of being able to have this space to grow and do this and start a business. And that's what I'm doing, though. I'm just let y'all know. I think I'm on the right track. I'm starting a business with this shit. I'm not just, I'm looking to branch out and, meet people and go to events and stuff like that. Like, I'm really thinking in that way. As far as just trying to sit in front of this camera every day and just thinking I'm gonna be rich off that shit, that fucking skipped my. I hope that'd be awesome, but that skipped my mind a long time ago. But I think that's what people need to start realizing. Like the world of content creation, for you to be the next IShowSpeed, for you to be the next Mr. Beast, you know what I'm saying, playing fucking Minecraft, and then all of a sudden you're one of the richest people in the planet. That's a hard fucking lucky pill that you got to find and swallow, bro, because everything else you're way more likely if you still can hold together business. Like you have to be able to sell yourself, you have to be able to connect with people, you do have to have that kind of organization, because you cannot just think you're gonna go live every fucking day in a world full of people going live every fucking day, and you're gonna just, unless you incredibly stand out, man. That's why another big ass topic that we talk about is why is it so much easier for women. Why is it beautiful women? You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones with their tits out and OnlyFans and shit like that. Motherfuckers is gonna gravitate toward that. So it's like
OnlyFans has become one of the biggest side hustles.
Bro, why not?
But it's mostly because people can't afford things on their regular job. So there's like, let's do some stuff on OnlyFans. Now you don't have to do you don't have to do the sexy thing in order to do it, but that's what a lot of people do because that's what gets the most cash.
Oh yeah. The sex is gonna be the easiest thing to attract attention, bro. I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's one of the things about marketing. Like, I'm talking, preaching to the choir or whatever, but it's like, that's one of the biggest things about trying to sell yourself. That's a giant part of it. I've known a lot of people in my life, man, who were trying to find their road to stardom. Really, really, really fucking talented people, but never really wanted to pay attention to the fact that your image is incredibly important. Your image, how you present yourself, how you look. Like I literally, no bullshit. Your boy Brian B. I was out in my damn living room. We have a nice little studio set up so we can take pictures. I was just taking a bunch of fucking pictures, man. Just shaped myself up, put my jewelry on and stuff. And I was just trying to like make myself more marketable, like trying to find ways where I can look better, lose weight. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into trying to make this make yourself marketable to other people.
Yeah.
And
I'd rather do it
easy, man.
I personally like I keep telling myself I want to do, if I were to do it, if I would want to do it, I would want to do it with just my voice. There was a lot of times I did not want to, I did not want to be on camera, not because I don't like the way I look or anything. I just feel like what I want you to focus on is not how I look or how I'm walking or how big I am or how small I am. Cause I'm a short, skinny guy from Connecticut. I'm a short, skinny, romantic from Connecticut. Shout out to Babes. But and she found me anyway. But,
and that's it. Yeah, that's it. But no matter how you do it, Kyle, like like you said, with your voice, you can do that. As long as you have the hustle, as long as you have the drive, you still take the procedures. Like, if you see a lot, the conversation has to be had when it comes to, it was these people that was talking about, what's easier or what's better, working a 9 to 5 or being a content creator. Now, that's a hard fucking, thing to establish. Some people can get it. But that's what people who don't do this shit don't really understand. Like, you think that this is just fun and games. And for some people who aren't taking it as seriously as the motherfuckers who are out there ridiculously hustling, ridiculously keeping a camera on them at all times. Like, you don't understand that hustle side. You understand the hustle because work is something that always existed. And not even in the way that it is now, because motherfuckers used to go on farms and have to, hunt and gather for their damn food and drink.
Yep. Now it's Uber Eats and just everything's on an app. As long as you can afford it, everything's on the app.
Yeah, but a 9 to 5 is not like the end all be all for the ways that people make money. We had that conversation too. Kyle, remember, it was like, I wanted, because I quit my fucking 9 to 5 because I was like, listen, I want to try to make this work in the realm where I can. If I can try to make this work and I feel like I have the ability or the confidence to try to make this succeed in some way for myself, then I'm going to go for it. But at the same time, I still do acknowledge the fact that, listen, if I punch in the clock and I go to work for 8 hours, when I get off of that shit, I don't got to worry about it no more. That's one of the benefits. Yeah, my job might suck. I'm working in a warehouse. I'm doing this. But after that 8 hours is over, I'm done. I'm going home. I don't think about it. I don't fucking move towards it. I do whatever I want to do freely because I'm like, okay, I know I'm getting my check. I know I'm paying my bills. Like, I'm straight.
Yeah.
But having to do that shit, having to go somewhere every single day or at least 5 days a week most of the time, and be unhappy and be and just 15 years on the job. You went to this job that you fucking hate. You know how
And
much time,
it's not even paying you like that anymore.
bro.
Like
They could
if
just
this
fire you at any time. It's not even,
like
bro.
if you were in my grand okay, I talk to my grandmother like I talk to my grandmother about this all the time. She is now retired, but
Yeah.
back in the day she worked in the factories. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
She was a laborer. You know what I'm saying? She worked with she worked with kids too because she was also an active senior. She just now retired. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But before that, she was commuting from Connecticut to Massachusetts with her sisters, going working at these factory jobs, which my dad would later on do. My mom worked like 5 jobs at once before she had me. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
yeah,
And
for real.
and working for herself.
Good luck, Adrian.
It was not a good luck, Adrian. Yeah, but it was not easy. But they were able to at least afford a place to live. Now you
That's right.
got people written out in Canada. Some people are written out their beds to
Yeah,
make ends meet.
for real, man.
So a 9 to 5, which I feel like that's an old phrase because people ain't even working 9 to 5s anymore. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
People are working 2 jobs. People are working, like you're saying, like it's a different era
It's
today,
a
man. It's like,
totally different world. It's a
yeah,
totally
and
different world.
that's also something that we're gonna come back on and touch bases. Maybe even next week we'll try to touch bases on, like, the differences in economy and the differences that our generation is facing now. As far as I saw something like, where they were saying, like, back in the day, like not even that long ago, you'd be able to like afford a house.
One
Most
income
people, a
off of one
percentage
income.
would be able to
Just
afford a house, man. And you
man,
people can't buy houses any fucking more. It's
nope.
crazy, bro. It's a lot of
No.
conversation, man.
It makes me, and I know we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this later. But it makes me cringe when I see people like, "Oh, you just got to work
That's
hard.
what's
You
up,
just
man.
got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and all that stuff." I'm like, it's not the same world. The dollar
No,
does
it's
not
not.
stretch the same way it used to. I shouldn't have to pay $7 for 2 slices of pizza.
Fuck
You know,
no.
you
And
know,
especially when it was when it was $2 10 years ago, and nothing
exactly.
changed but the year and the date, and now
Nothing.
it's fucking
The supply chains
yeah,
and the cost for the supplies and the parts for all this stuff, it went up, but wages didn't. You know
45
what
if
I'm
I'm
saying?
lucky. Yeah, man.
So
Cal,
mm,
listen,
mm,
bro, definitely an awesome conversation, man. I mean,
yeah.
and like I said, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more about this topic, with AI and with like just the economy and just how it is with the. I think this is good talk, man. Like I said,
Mhm.
I'm trying to do some things a little bit different from how I see other people doing them, not intentionally either, because there's stuff that
Yeah,
if I want to talk about it, I want to talk about it, but it's just stuff that I'm paying attention to more because I'm getting older. I'm
yeah.
trying to prepare my kids for life. You know what I'm saying? And there's times where I find
Mm.
myself, damn, talking to them, and I'm like, man, are they even going to need this shit when they get to my age or whatever? Because of how different everything's going to be at that point. But
We gotta stay on. We gotta stay in the loop. You gotta follow what's going on. Like
yeah,
I saw a mother. Her son was asking, "Hey, ma, do you have any of that '90s money?" And she's like, "What do you mean '90s money? You know, the paper money." Because we're not using paper like that
damn,
anymore.
not using cash. Yeah,
We're using cards. The kids are used to cards. We're mostly used to cards. I like when I see people using
right.
when I see like my mom says, "Oh, you should at least keep $20 in your pocket just in case for emergencies." I'm like, but we're not really using cash like that anymore. I get what you mean.
Yeah,
Trust me, and it has come in handy. But we're not really using cash like that anymore.
I have those weird ass shit. I had it the other day when I was walking into Walmart. There was a guy who was sitting on the damn side of Walmart, and as I'm walking in, me and my son, hey guy, you got some change or something? He asked me like, you got some spare change or some shit.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought to myself, I was like, some change? I was like, nah, man, nah, I don't got no change. And I'm thinking about it, like, bro, who the fuck are you crossing that's got some change? Like, people don't.
Oh
You know
man.
what I miss too, Kyle?
Yeah.
I miss, and I find myself, especially when I'm like, when pockets is tight.
Yeah.
I look around and see if people drop money. Sometimes when I'm walking in the parking lot, like I'll actively like have my eyes a little wider, looking around the parking lot, like let's see if somebody dropped a 20 out here real quick. I can get lucky on. But listen, the times of finding money, just like you just said, bro, they don't really exist like that. We do not use cash. We don't use it. We use electronic. But Cal, man, thank you so much for jumping in with me tonight, man. I think it was a really good conversation. Beeline, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this talk. TikTok, guys, thank you guys so much as well for joining in the comments on this side. Well, listen, bro, we have a lot to talk about. These conversations, the way that I'm kind of gearing the show, everything's getting revamped. I really hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm trying to do a lot of different stuff. We are looking for more people who want to, kick in with some promotions, or I'm looking to sponsor some people. So if you have any information you want to send me, definitely all the information is right here. It's the B-line entertainment LLC.com. I don't care what it is, man. If you have a business, even if it's awkward, we're looking to do some partnerships with people. We are still partnered with W. We're going to get back to W and get some more sponsors on the opening credits as well. We're also going to try to include them on the closing credits. So, yeah, we're really big with the, right now, the business aspect of the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We're trying to grow. And the content creation is what we're doing, man. So I think this conversation was really good for the times. But Kyle, what you got going on, man? What's new for this week?
This week I got meetings.
Oh, okay.
This week I got meetings with one of my clients. But I'm working on some new stuff for Able. Then I'm also working on things with other clients. Some of them in multi languages. Well, at least one in multi language. Shout out to anybody that's bilingual out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just English we work here. We work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You just give me notes and we're good. I failed Spanish in high school and in middle school.
Me too.
But I can still help you.
Yeah, me too. Shit. But that's awesome, and I'm glad to see you still working. And of course, man, Beeline, of course, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, we're back with Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. We're gonna be in the building, me and the STR Nation. We're gonna be talking about all the events that occurred this weekend with Bound for Glory of TNA, with Crown Jewel with WWE. Definitely Crown Jewel was an amazing show on Saturday. But listen, man, we also got of course, me and Kyle will be back this Thursday with the entertainment show. Kyle, we gonna be talking about, like you said, is your request. We're gonna be talking about Halloween specials back in the day, and different ones. So we're probably gonna, since we're gonna be talking about Halloween special, we're probably gonna do a different top 5, because if we talk about them, then we're gonna name every single one, and the top 5 is gonna be what we already talked about. But
I think I just sent you one from the most unlikely place.
Okay, yeah, ever since we've been talking about it, I've been seeing like a whole bunch. Like I was even watching one last night that I forgot about that I actually really like. And fuck, I'll say it is because it's not my top 5, but Everybody Hates Chris. When he had the Halloween episode where he lied to his mom and went to the Halloween party as Prince. I love that damn show, man.
Oh man, what about the Family Matters one where they had like that Steve doll? He came back
as the Chucky doll.
As the Chucky doll, he came back twice.
That one was pretty good. That was the later years of Family Matters.
Yeah,
I remember. A Family Matters Halloween episode that scarred me a little bit when Rachel took little Richie out and he was dressed as Spider-Man, or Eddie took little Richie who was dressed as Spider-Man, and then when they came back home, he had a different kid with him that was Spider-Man.
They lost him. Yeah.
And I was like, holy, that can happen? Like that's fucking terrifying.
That hits you harder because you a dad too. So
I'm telling you, bro, you want to pay attention. The old switcheroo.
Yeah, that was a common thing they would do in sitcoms. They would like somebody came home with the wrong baby. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's some crazy shit. But Beeline, guys, listen, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Like we said, there's a lot of stuff you can go ahead and do to keep supporting and keep watching. We will be back next week with an all-new episode of the Beeline Web Show next Tuesday, 9:00 p.m. So if you like this conversation, please go ahead, head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're looking to get 10 brand new subscriptions today. And follow us on TikTok. We're doing the 31 days of spooky season movie reviews, and I think we're on day 14. So I just put one out, and we just put out which one was today? Today was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. With the whole Ed Gein on Netflix. Kyle, that's gonna be a watch list. I watched the Monster, the Ed Gein story. Interesting, very fucking interesting. But in closing, I'm gonna tell you and everybody else, thank you first of all. I love you all first of all, and then I want you to stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and we'll be back tomorrow night with Straight Through the Ropes. I'm out. Kyle, have a great night, bro. Peace.
You too, man. Peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the Beeline Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the Beeline Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Let's go!